Alright, we're back on the bike again today. Working on it for an hour or two now, at least. So I got the dampener all mounted up on there, everything's all Loctited. Shorten up the bolt right there. Painted it, painted this, shorten the bolt. And we got the cover up on here now. I had to cut it quite a bit to get it in there. Pretty tight up on the inside of there, but finally got enough ground out. So that's all on there. Looks pretty stock-like, so pretty nice. Works freely. Almost a ½ inch there, like 7/16, and about the same there, 7/16. So it's pretty centered. Everything moves like it's supposed to. Gets real close to the cylinder when you're going straight ahead. Left turn, right turn. So there you go. Pretty good. Alright. There's a day's worth of work doing that, just that much. Alright, still give it a bunch of wiring yet. So nobody's heard or seen these blocks before, so nobody knows what the hell they are. But anyway, they work, obviously. That's all that matters, right? Alright, so get these block out of here. Just back off one more time. I had to tap the holes deeper so they go all the way through the fork. Bottoming out so they act like they were tight and they were loose. So that might be one reason why things are kind of moving around on the bike. They didn't go full depth. Get all the bugs worked out before you move on. Alright. Back to the fork. See, I want to get an overall length of this fork. I forgot to do that. So, this fork, top to bottom, top of the nut, to the bottom of the fork. Back up like it's supposed to be. Somewhere about in there. Yeah, we're about 32.5 to the middle of the axle. So that's why it's not real long tubes. I took an inch out of it by, no, that still has the inch in there. Yeah, that's with the inch in there. Haven't taken the inch out yet. There's an inch right here, extra length. Yeah, so that's going to shorten it even more. The tubes are 23, which is an odd size also, so don't know. I'm trying to figure this out as we go. So we're going to put together with a 1-inch lower stance in there. But I think it's stock because this is not in any of the book. And this appears to be the same material, same machining as these blocks here. So I think this all came together. Would be my guess. Don't know. Alright, I picked up another an axle cap to replace the modified one. Measure difference in height. I found the missing one of these right here. It fell off, I didn't see it. Okay, so I was told to use the Fox dampener instead of the progressive dampener. I already put those away, but here's a set right here. So I'm not sure why I need to use that one over the other, but it doesn't matter. There's a difference though. So when you put both of these together here for your stop, this is a 1/4 inch different than that one. And trying to guesstimate the fork length and all that. If you take the dampener and just line it up, and let's see, move these back a little bit. So you line these all up. There's your differences. So it's pretty much 2 inches difference. It's like about maybe 1 7/8. Yeah, probably 1 7/8 inch. There's the difference on that one, and on this one it was 2 inches, because I measured 2 inches what was coming off this one. So it's 7/8. Here's your dummy for the other side. Same thing, 1 7/8. Pretty close. So that's the difference in fork length. So I could either shorten this one up or the other one, so we're going to go with the Fox. The Fox uses a heavy spring on the one side and nothing on the other. This is the stock spring that came out of it, which is a progressively wound one. So it's probably progressive suspension would be my guess. Now, instead of using this and this, and being too short, which would lower me way down, I don't want to do. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take this and not use it. I'm going to put the stock dampener back into the frame, into the fork, like that. That's going to be really tall up there. That's kind of weird. Oh, that's because this is too short. Duh. Stuff out of the way. This combo here. And this combo here. And the difference is, well, a lot more than 2 inches. 2 3/8 inches. And we were the 1 7/8 difference, right? Yeah. Actually more like 13/16, like 1/800. Okay, so I guess they're preloading the spring 1/2 inch, which is a lot of preload. Oh well. So if I put this back inside the tube, this will be a functional dampener on this side. And then I have this dampener on the other side, which is a heavy duty dampener. So that should increase my dampening capacity by probably, guessing, 50%, which should make it pretty stiff for going down the track, which is what I want. And that's if I use normal Harley 10-15 weight oil in here. Usually we use 15 weight. If I drop down to a 10 weight on this, which is stock, it's kind of light, I'll probably come up with about a 30% to 40% more dampening than if I use just their normal one for street. But like I said, I'm doing race, so high speed. This 150 mile/hour bike is what it's going to be going for. It's got a big ass heavy 16 there, so it needs to have some dampening. Basically, when you go down the track, on the dirt track up there, El Mirage or Bonneville, I don't want to see more than 1 inch of travel total. Usually only about 3/4 inch unless you hit a bump. That's all you want to see. If you're seeing more than that on a high-speed bike, you're looking for problems. That'll be called handling issues. So I don't like a lot of dampening. It's kind of a fairly smooth, relatively smooth track, so you don't have a lot of whoops-doos and jumps and stuff like that like you would on the street. At least not you're not supposed to. Doesn't mean I haven't been airborne. It is dirt, so there are times where you fly. Oh well, that's what makes it interesting. So I think I'm just going to put the dampener on here. That takes care of the one leg, which is the one I'm going to put together now. And then the other leg, I'll have to take the dampener, I think, cut this one and weld them together. And I'll lengthen it. Because this is all metric, I don't have a way of doing metric extension. The other option was, this is a pretty small diameter one here, so I can probably sleeve this one, bring it up to this size here. So I might just do that so I don't cut up a dampener. The Progressive was a lot bigger diameter than this. See, here's your dampener size, and see it's almost the same size. There's no room for a sleeve. This one here is quite a bit smaller, so there's room for a sleeve. So I'll probably sleeve this one, just cut it, sleeve it, and I can weld it on both sides. So I'll have like where it sits over it, and then we'll have a space in between that lengthens it. So it ties it all together pretty good. So I'll probably do it that way. So you definitely have to weld it, because this is what holds the front end on the bike, is this piece right here. Because when this bottoms out in your fork, that's what keeps the wheel from falling off. I'm sure you've all seen that on old pictures back in the old chopper days, where a couple guys lost their full front wheel off the bike when they were doing wheelies. Definitely interesting. I prefer not to do that. And that goes right there like stock. So that's kind of where we're going to do it. So this one here I'm going to try to put together, and that's going to have a lot of spring rates. So that's going to be interesting to get that together. Yeah. That will definitely be interesting. We'll see if we can do it. I'm by myself, so heavy pushing is going to be fun. Alright. Let me go get some stuff. I'll be back.